Hey everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So today I want to talk about how a leader can craft a vision for themselves. Now we talk about crafting a vision for an individual, someone starting a business, or really for those individuals who are within an organizational team. But how does a leader do it? Now, what is a leadership vision? Essentially, it is the vision that you set for yourself as the leader for your team and or the organization. But it starts with you. So this is specific to individuals who run an operations and they are part of that portfolio. Of if this is for an individual who has their own business or whatever it may be, it needs to be clear. Now, a vision is the direction that you're heading in order for you to be effective. There's a future that you want to see, okay? And so it's really cultivating this in a way that allows that to happen. Now, of course, in order for you to set a clear vision, you need space and time to do this. And so the first thing you need to do is to get into a state of what I call priming, okay? Priming is an opportunity for you to get into, I don't want to sound woo-woo, but get into a meditative state of asking questions, okay? And I do this myself, and I'm going to get my own sort of like Notion board for me to check this stuff for myself. But it's exploring some of these questions, such as, what are the life lessons that I've learned in each year? Okay, because that gives you an idea of the different values that you want to abide by. What are my values based on this information? So what is deemed as important to me based on the experiences that I've had? There are different pains, there are different pressures, there are different challenges that you've had. What are those things that you can outline? In addition to that, you need to be able to identify what type of person do you want to become and why? What does that specifically mean? Okay, so for example, how do you want to manage your day, your time, your week, or whatever it may be? What do you want to be known for? In addition to that, usually a lot of people are talking about this whole idea of intention setting. And I've realized when I've set an intention in terms of a word, it's usually between two words before the end of the year. And sometimes I mash them together. It usually comes out to express itself or manifest itself later on during the year because, again, maybe subconsciously, maybe because there's concerted effort towards it, it happens. But you have to be able to speak it into existence. And really all that really means is say it, really think about what it is that you're trying to say, write it down into a strategic sort of like template or format, and then develop a plan that enables you to actually execute that thing. You also need to be able to answer the question, who do I say I am now? In addition to, what drives and motivates me? This could be people, this could be family, this could be friends, this could be a cause, this could be an idea. What drives you to take the action that you need to take? So once you have that sort of like understanding and everything else, then you start moving into the whole realm of, okay, cool. Looking at the different areas of my business and obviously my life as well, okay, as the leader, what do I want to focus on? So there are always going to be big main areas. Maybe one of your areas is operations. Maybe it's delivery. Maybe it's people management. Maybe it's to do with, I don't know, project management. Okay, maybe in your personal life it's to do with making money, or it's to do with your romantic partners or whatever it may be. In those big sort of like areas, define specifically how well you're doing in those areas based on how satisfied you feel. Okay, you may need to do some anecdotal sort of like stuff here, whatever it may be, to research and understand what good looks like, and then work out what do you want to actually happen in a year's time, 2 years time, whatever it may be. You need to set some long-term objectives. Now, these long-term objectives or goals need to align to all of this priming stuff that you said at the beginning, because what you're going to try and do is succinctly define specifically what you're aiming to do. Okay, what is your vision for your team, for your future? We aim to be the sole place that cultivates leadership potential within the public sector environment, as an example, by 2035. I'm just using this as an example. And so what this is saying is it's unique. There is a timestamp against it. It's measurable, so to speak. There are all these different nuances and all these different factors that contribute to having a strong vision. Of course, that's just an example that I've just made up off the dome. However, this is something to think about. Now, of course, when you're developing your vision, this can't be done in isolation as the leader. This needs to be done with your team, so to speak. So it may be the executive team, it may be the senior team, it may be the standard team, whatever it is, you're discussing this with the team, the main stakeholders who are going to be responsible for driving this vision, to see if it's fit for purpose for the organization or for you or whatever it may be. It's really important you have that discussion. It can't just be done in a way where it's very directive. It doesn't work that way. So in a way with this vision, okay, at the top, it cascades the objectives and everything else that I stated before, but then it also talks about the USP and everything else, and that starts talking into whole strategy speak, okay? So once you're all solid on the idea of what the vision looks like, you don't want to move into a space where you're communicating this with your team. So again, I've been in situations where I've either run workshops or supported workshops, and we're talking about the vision and everything else, and some people just don't feel the vibe. Okay, especially when it's to do with a change sort of like program or initiative. That's definitely happened down the road as a contractor, where not even as a contract, before I did contracting, should I say, where I've tried to implement a new digital solution and people are just not on it because they're used to the old system. But if you speak their language, in such a way where they understand how it's going to benefit them, then that becomes important. So extracting benefits becomes a key thing here. You also want to be in a position where, okay, cool, you're ready to overcome any challenges when it comes to your vision, because you're talking about those different benefits as well. Once that vision is set, then you're in a situation where you can start developing your strategy, which I'm not going to get into right now. But the point being made is your vision needs to be succinct and clear. It needs to be measurable. It needs to be empowering and inspiring, and it needs to align to the values of yourself and the organization. So there's a bit of work that needs to be done, but it starts with that initial bit of priming and really understand, what are your values? What is value going to be expressed by if you're going to deliver on this vision? Once you collate all of this stuff, it's all fluffy at the beginning and then it funnels down into something very succinct. Then you're in a position of power when it comes to developing a strong vision. So focus on the values, determine the velocity, work it out with your team, and then you can establish the vision that can be communicated effectively to broader stakeholders. So hopefully this has given you some of a breakdown and some of an idea of how you can do this for yourself. If you're looking for somebody to help you cultivate a strong vision, a strong strategy, and strong planning when it comes to your corporate goals or business goals, then feel free to book a session with me below and we can have a conversation about all these different things. Of course, I've been working within the public sector for a very long time, independently and as an employee, helping individuals with their program management, change management, and raising their performance from a strategic angle. So if this is something that you're interested in, whether it's you as an individual or as a team, then make sure to book a call below. If you want to see more videos centered around life management and portfolio careers, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, my friends, understand, reach, and expand. Peace.